Yes, go.
Okay. All right. So, Yin and Ziggy, we've read your proposal, and so we've come up with a few questions for you guys. I think we have forwarded them to you.
Yes.
Yep. Have you guys been reading up any other sources or any other books in particular?
Yep, we did try to come up with more facts
Mm-hmm.
just to support our issue. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we have something a little bit more to present.
Okay, so give me an example of maybe a book or an article that you read.
Okay. So first and foremost, like when it comes to like finding sources for the status of women in Myanmar,
Mhm.
um, perhaps the most credible basis are publications by the UN Women
Mhm.
and also with other international organizations. Now, based on our readings, we already have to establish that in order for people in general to advance, development must be inclusive, and for it to be achieved, barriers to culture, race, gender, among others, must be bridged or disregarded. And among those barriers, gender is one of that we can easily overcome because gender issues stem from lack of acknowledgement mainly of what women can do and less empowerment leading to loss of opportunity and confidence. So what we're trying to say is that gender empowerment is already a globally recognized issue. And the establishment of projects, women organizations around the world, and even the UN Women as an organization is already a clear indicator that there exists an important problem, essentially with gender issues, and that the response should be both local and global. So, among the facts maybe that we could share is that the fifth Sustainable Development Goal by the UN is already a standalone goal for gender. And among the targets, which they have specifically indicated, is to include ensuring women's full participation and equal opportunities for leadership at all levels of decision making and to undertake reforms to give women equal rights and women equal rights. Yeah. So
Uh-huh.
basically, they're one of their bases in telling us that for example, globally, they were able to record that only 22% of national parliamentarians globally are female. And in Myanmar alone, as we've mentioned, the was very low. So this is an indication in the first place of women's current situation in the world and in Myanmar. But currently, the UN also indicates that there is already a slow rise in these statistics and that we want, and us, Hanin and I, want Myanmar to ride in this growth towards equal opportunities. So
Mhm.
simply put, the International Institute for Environment and Development would say that women's empowerment is a moral imperative and an essential for sustainable development as well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, I have a question. So you said that there is a low turnout in women in the political scene in Myanmar. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
What 20? What's the percentage?
Uh, the percentage is just only 10%, and like
10%. Okay.
yes, right now.
Mm. Just saying that I think this is not just Myanmar, it's everywhere. Even in Malaysia, it's like only 30%
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
that
but
is women.
like
Yeah,
suppose compared to like any other Asian country,
sure.
Myanmar is the lowest
Understand.
woman participation in parliaments and in as well as in political sectors.
Mm. Okay. So, like how this is a basic question again, but how do you see your project working towards the goal of increasing women in the political force?
Okay, so as you mentioned, one of the unique aspects for our project is that the way we approach gender issues is more on a personal level. That
Mm.
means we do not want to simply just inform on a large scale, like to people just promoting gender awareness, but we want to involve women themselves and men alike to participate. So I think that our project will focus mainly on involving our participants and actually letting them realize for themselves the problem and maybe help come up with a solution. So instead of just like being passive members or participants, we want them to be. Mhm.
All right. So is it correct for me to say that your project is like an awareness project, but the results of this awareness is very clear because you're targeting very small amount of people. It's not just like I'm not just gonna put like a poster and then maybe people will not be aware, but because you're targeting a very small group of people, so the awareness is definitely there. Is that right for me to say?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's true.
Okay. And so your objectives, what is your object? Okay, I know like objective is maybe increasing awareness, increasing empowerment, but how would you measure these successes?
Oh, yes. Like, as we mentioned in our proposal, like it's very hard to indicate how much they get because it's just like a abstract thing we are going to working on. Giving awareness and improving self-confidence and personal development, like that kind of thing. So it's very hard to measure, but then we can clearly see our outcome is that at least women will participate in political affairs of the country, and they will at least have a chance to know what is happening around them.
Mm.
And even they will also have a chance, they will also have the abilities and have enough skills to participate in their community. And they will also give the idea to the people who think women are so small, but then they will also turn that opinion into something new. So this is what we expect.
Okay. Just a suggestion as well. You can also, because you are trying to measure success by saying that, okay, if the person after the project they lead more projects or they participate in the community, I think during your project as well, that should be a stake. So during your project, it should be very clear that we want to see an outcome, and one of the outcome is maybe I want to see another SEALNet project that is about women empowerment or something like that. So just make it very clear.
Oh yes. Another thing is that we also told that we were also found it's also like another long term goal. We will also form Club Myanmar for women mentorship.
All right.
This is our long-term goal. And for short-term goal, we already said that they will have enough confidence to participate in the political affairs, and they were aware of the the state affairs of the state affairs of the
Okay.
state affairs of the
Okay.
country.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
going back to the SEALNet Club Myanmar for women mentorship. So this is basically an application of everything that the project has been trying to achieve, because
Ah.
this time we will be giving a chance to our local partners and our mentees, for example, to actually maintain the network of SEALNet when it comes to women mentorship. So as what Hanin said, it's going to be a long-term goal.
Great. Okay. 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 Just give me a second.
Sure.
So I read in your proposal that there is something like microfinance and exposure trip, service activities, community engagement. So how do you plan to communicate this to your team, or how do you plan to execute them? Are you really going to do all these? Like for example, microfinance is not like an easy thing. You have to plan and whatnot. So how is all this gonna happen?
Oh yes, actually, each has its own success indicator. For example, microfinance management is practical, and it's just like we won't going to teach them very big microfinance management, because we just want to teach them just small microfinance, and then how they need to manage their budget if they have to rent their own project, or even they can uh, they can like plan for their family budgeting or like that kind of thing. So it's just only like microfinance management is not that big, but then it's gonna be very practical and it's gonna be very useful. Even after when they finish this, when they after like trying this, after they finish this project, so like it's very practical for them. And then like another thing is like exposure trip, like surely do this activity. The reason is like we want to inspire them by visiting parliament, by visiting parliament. And then another thing is we also in the functions of the parliament also want to realize the potential of women in political sectors of Myanmar. So like this is very important in our like in our project. So we will also do that kind of thing. And another thing is like service activities. It's envisioned to be a day of assessing how people of the community view women, imparting new perspective of women roles and fair activities to engage the communities. So the objective of service activity is to teach mentees why working with community, as well as giving them ideas when they execute their service activity session in their community bags.
Can you repeat? So this is to the service activity. One of them is to assess how people view the women, and to teach the mentees what?
Yes, to teach the mentees why they are working with community. They are working with community, as well as like we want to give them idea of like how to do service activities if they have a chance to execute their service activity sessions in their communities back.
Okay.
Because again, in as much as we try to emphasize this as part of our project, we want to actively engage all members of our project. So instead of just teaching them about microfinance management, we will also allow them to actually practice a little bit of microfinance management in our little activities. And instead of just telling them about the political situation in Myanmar, we want them to actually see and feel what it's like to be in the parliament in Myanmar. And when it comes to service leadership, I think it would be very difficult to just tell them that this is what is ideal or this is what they should do. Instead, we should let them give a hand in conducting our service activity.
Okay. I have a question regarding the exposure trip to the parliament. How are you going to do this? For example, I don't know if security is very tight, they won't simply let the public go in and view the workplace. And what is the participants, what are your project members and your mentees gonna benefit? For example, are they gonna just look at the like they're just gonna walk around the parliament and see, oh, there's very little women inside this office? Or are they gonna see people during a cabinet meeting discussing policies? How would that look like? I'm now talking on a very micro scale.
Oh yes, because like I we plan to do it like we will just go around and visit the parliaments, but then we also need to listen to the like policy discussion, as well as like we will also like meet other women who are working like in the parliaments. So we will also discuss with like women issue and like the like like other stuff parliament, and they will like the women in the parliament will also share to our mentees and mentors like the roles of the women in parliaments and the level of women in like the participation level of women in parliament, like that kind of thing. So we will also meet with them, and we also like talk about political stuff of Myanmar, and also like how it really connected to women. So we just want to know our mentees and mentor, like that kind of thing. So we will also have that activity as well.
Okay. Are you able to get, like for example, all these people working in the government, do you manage to contact them to tell them that you want to come? Are they okay? I think this is my main concern for the project, is that whether you can arrange these trips.
Yes, because like I'm also working with other organizations who are really like who are now advocating government and like working in the parliament, and also like I'm my like my other school I just finished like very recently in 2014. The school is also one of the partners of the parliament, like kind of
Ah,
like that kind of thing. So it's not that difficult for me to really get into the government, and like for myself, I can also advocate our other like partner organization for this kind of issue as well.
okay.
Nin, I have one question.
Yes.
Why do you go with parliament instead of local government? Because I see that the project is not in Naipitao, right? And then you want to organize a visit to like parliament in the in other city basically.
Mm-hmm. Yes, because like even though we have look at parliament, but then they are not like not a lot of women, and then like sometimes they don't have much time to attend it look at parliament. So like they are always in um like the main parliament. So it's and also like I suppose that it's very how can I say, it's very it's very good if we can go and visit there, and we can also meet with other parliaments from different parts of different parts of Myanmar. So this just my idea. That's why I just want to
Uh,
Okay, so you have from what I hear from you is you want to give them a bigger scale of exposure instead of going to the local government or local parliament, right?
Mhm.
Yes, and also our mentees will come from different parts of the cities, different parts of Myanmar, and also so they will also have a chance to meet with I suppose they also need to meet with uh, they are representative in the parliament from different parts of Myanmar. So it's also very good for them as well. They can also shoot them questions, if they come from the same regions or the same divisions. So they can also it can also envision their knowledge and their experiences. So they will hear they will get lots of experiences from that parliament visit.
Hmm. Okay,
Mhm.
I see. Because just a short comment. Going to the parliament, like the central parliament, is a good idea. But I was just curious, why didn't you choose local government? Because if you choose like a smaller scale of parliament, first
Mhm.
it might be easier logistically, and second, they your initial contact with local government might able to help you with other stuff. uh, what I mean is the local government might be able to connect you with a more exposure in the city, in the local life level basically. Because if it's just like a parliamentary visit, I wonder the value of it, like how meaningful would it be, like the things that you do in one day or in a very short time, something like that.
Mhm.
very good point, Alira. Yeah. Something. What are your thoughts on this?
Okay. Basically, what Hanin is trying to say is that the central parliament is basically the melting pot of everything.
Mm.
So, in order to maximize our visit, we understand that there are certain risks that come with traveling from one place to another, or we're also on a very tight schedule considering that we have a very short time frame for our visit. But
Mm.
the thing is, we kind of want to maximize the exposure that we can give to our project stakeholders.
Mm.
Hanin has mentioned when in the local parliament, the sessions for, say, for example, policy making are quite seasonal, so we might have a difficulty to catch the local parliament in action as compared to the central government. So basically, what we envision in our plan is just basically the best or the optimal kind of exposure that we can give to them.
Mm.
Maybe we will try to get into um, contacting local, perhaps if need be.
Yeah. Because I know parliament sessions and cabinet meetings, they are super secretive about it.
Exactly.
And so like even I am working in the government, I still cannot attend all these meetings. And how are they going to let a group of international students come in, and to see what is going on, especially in Myanmar? I would think that the government there, I don't know if it's a bit more lenient or a bit more flexible. So that's what I'm worried about.
Yeah, we also understand that issue, but in that situation, what we're trying to achieve perhaps is maybe since most of parliamentarians are holding office at the central parliament, then we could organize maybe a short time, maybe like an hour or two session with some parliamentarians that outside of their job. So it's basically an extra effort for them. So like, for example, we have a forum perhaps for just a talk, because like as Hanin has told us, the main goal is for our participants to actually get something from the actual women parliamentarians.
Interesting. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Chen or Alira, do you guys have any more questions about the parliament part of things? If not, I will proceed.
No, I think I'm good. I just hope that you guys can try to make sure that, as Alira and Ryan have mentioned, that it's feasible, that it's actually going to happen for international students to enter a government body.
Okay.
Because I just want to share in the case of PV 13, I believe, originally they also had pretty good connection with the government, and so the government say, at least the headquarters in Ho Chi Minh City, they agreed to allow like the members to come take a look around and also have a performance there. But then when the projects were like a few days away, they got back and said because there were a high ratio of international students in the project, they decided to withdraw their permission. So the team ended up having to find another place to host their performance.
The same happened in Project Malaysia as well, because there was too many international students going into the villages of Malaysia to do work for the indigenous Malaysians, and the government came and like harassed them. So
So when you guys talk about your project with any of the representative from the parliament who want to have arrange the trip, make sure you express to them how diverse our group going to be, and check the response and see how willing or hesitant they are. The political condition in our country is different from yours, so it might be a different case, but very sensitive thing to do.
Yeah.
And have backup plan in case that did not happen.
All right.
Yeah, and also I hope like if you guys have a backup, definitely have a backup plan. I hope that the backup plan is also just as meaningful and that it can achieve the same outcome, just different way. Maybe it's not very fancy, but it's still the goal still can be achieved with this way of achieving the goal. So that one I don't know how, because it's quite technical, so maybe you and Nin would know better on how to arrange. So I'll just leave that to you guys. And the next question I have is about your mentees. Who are you planning to recruit, from where, the age, the education level, the location, or the characteristics?
Yes, so like our mentees can include like both males and females who are 16 to 23 years old university students. And we will spread out our application from throughout Myanmar, where like our partner organization as well as social medias. And because like Myanmar is composed of 7 regions and 7 divisions, and it's very diverse. In total, so we have 14 states. So now what we want to do is we plan to recruit 2 people from each regions and divisions. So the reason is we want to give them opportunity equally to the youth who are from different parts of Myanmar, and like they also have different. We also have like different ideas, different. If we came from different backgrounds and different parts of even in different parts of Myanmar, so and also like so we also want them to train like they will also be equipped with necessary skills to participate in the political affairs and regional affairs within their regions, within their own regions and their divisions. And also like for English level, the level of English of our mentees need to be like intermediate level and will be initially assessed through their application and interview, which will be conducted in English as well. So like we need to ensure a certain level of English capacity for all of our project stakeholders.
You said these are university students, right?
Yes, it's true.
So how about your project mentors, like you get me, the project mentors? Not as in me or Alira, that kind of mentor, but the older generation.
Okay. Yeah, we do understand that there was an age issue with our initial abstract because we set our mentee age too high. So basically, we're going to target an application for our mentors at a higher age group. So we're initially setting it at around 21 and up. So basically, we want to make sure that our mentees proportion when it comes to age are generally younger than our mentors.
So mentees, how old?
The mentees initially is around 16 to 23, but maybe we'll be more strict and lower it down. 16 to 20 to 21.
Okay.
We're just concerned. We're kind of targeted university students in general because we're more concerned with the English capability to ensure that we will be able to engage everyone.
Yes, it's true. Because like in our because like in Myanmar, so like for intermediate level, it's like after they finish high school, students they just try to learn English. So like I suppose 16 to like 21, 22, it's gonna be like a good age for this project. So they will probably have like our expected English capacity.
Just thinking like, because your mentors and mentees in that way will be quite the same age, and that's what happened to Project Malaysia for 2014 by Alira and myself. We recruited the mentors and mentees to same age group, that there was actually, it was as if there was no mentor mentees. I don't know how, like, whether you're okay with that, or you want a more like lateral system, or you still want to remain the mentor mentee. But you should think about how the maturity level, like, you don't want the mentee, that it's good that you have matured mentee, but you don't want to a point where the mentors cannot teach the mentee anything because the mentees are already very capable. And then there's the whole point of like like respect, or just whether you feel like one group is really like teaching a lot, or maybe like they're too same. The age group is too similar.
That's why I think for our mentor application process, it's going to be a little bit more strict. We're going to thoroughly assess their experience for one, their interests, and all their capabilities, just to ensure that they are well equipped more than what we actually might need.
Okay. And your mentees, your mentors are international students, right?
That's our target.
Okay, that's good. And your mentees are all local. All right.
Yes, all from different parts of the country.
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell me now about your safety? I'm gonna ask about safety. tell us any foreseen safety issues? Because I'm not sure how is the political system like in Myanmar, but just tell me about the history, or whether it's like just got out of a military kind of background.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
So like actually it's like in Tanji it's very it's very peaceful, and like we don't have any protests in Tanji. So like for safety it's it's not a very big concern. So that's why like we don't think that much like serious.
And
Yeah. Okay, Sam, go on.
And as in every foreign project, the risk exists mainly with the involvement of foreign participants. So like starting from their visa acquisition to their stay and in all the activities that we try to involve them. But as what Hanin has mentioned, Town G is a relatively peaceful and accepting city. It's also a major city, so we may have enough access to emergency contacts like the consulates, hospitals, police, or so on. So that shouldn't be much of a problem. And another safety issue maybe that we would try to look into is that the risk of the possibility of traveling from one location to the other, as in the case of our parliament visits. But I think like we can easily overcome this by ensuring that our transportation service provider and our partners have a good track record and just make sure that all protocols are in place.
Okay.
So as far as we are aware, all risks and issues are manageable and preventable.
Okay. So how far is the drive from Parliament from Taunji, or is it in the same place?
Actually, it's not the same place. Parliament is the main parliament is outside. The central parliament is outside of the city, so it's gonna take like 6 hours to drive from Taunji.
Okay. So you will stay at the Parliament place for how long? How long will we be traveling? Like, okay, Taunji, and then after that 6 hours, and then you reach Parliament.
Yes.
Yeah, and then
Yes, that's true.
How many days you want to stay near Parliament?
We plan. Okay, Zen.
Okay, so and in our initial project time frame, we indicated that we will be departing for Nai Pi Tao. That's where the parliament is at the afternoon of one day, so that we will spend the next day, one whole day at the parliament visit and for discussions regarding the parliament. And then we will also depart that evening of that day, so we can go back to Town G for the next set of activities. So basically, we will dedicate one whole day at Nai Pi Tao initially, and then so we will be preparing for a one-night accommodation. That is for the night that we arrive in preparation for the next day.
All right. I'm just thinking how is like safety gonna be. Interesting. Okay, can do. Let's see. And this last question is how does getting women in politics benefit your group members and also Cambodia? Sorry, not Cambodia, Myanmar in general.
Okay, so like one of the prerequisites for our project involvement is that there should be a deep interest in gender issues and willingness to contribute to alleviate the problem of gender inequality. So we expect that all project members from the core team to the mentees are interested in our cause, and that their ultimate benefit in seeing the success of getting women in politics is the idea that we are able to mobilize and enable women in Myanmar to have an active stance in society. And again, we maintain one of our sustainable goals, which is to establish like a Club Myanmar. And hopefully this will get them in such a way that they can put all their experiences and learnings into action. So the more participation of women in politics could craft the development of women livelihoods, for example, or basically it would be an indicator that we are actually trying to contribute to solve the problem within Myanmar, because as we've mentioned, the our statistics regarding gender inequality globally are continually rising, and we want Myanmar to be a part of that. So basically, we believe that empowerment can just unlock the human potential on a scale through our small ways.
I'd like to open the floor to Chen or Alira or you to ask any questions.
Oh, yes. So like according to area, like so you just like actually like want us to like go and like go and visit like local parliament compared to like central parliament in Kido and like that kind of thing. So I just like just curious also as well. So, so which is like what you think is like a local parliament is like better compared to the central parliament or
Okay. So I don't really have background about the political system in Myanmar, but if let's just put it without specific example, yeah. But if you try to connect with the local parliament, I suppose you can explain in detail about your whole project, and
yeah.
I suppose you can have more exposure because
Yes.
you are not bound to just one day. Say that if you are going to the central parliament,
Yes.
you have to arrange schedule, arrange logistic and accommodations, and it's fixed. But and let's say something happened on that day on the parliament side. Let's say you are going to observe a meeting, but the meeting is cancelled. Then what happened to the accommodation that you already arranged? So that's a challenge that you have to think about. But if it's a local parliament, you can be more flexible. And if something happened with your initial arrangement, you could, rather than like you guys going to the parliament, you can also call the representative to come to your place to interact more about the project and all that. So I just see it as a more feasible option. And having connection with the local parliaments, they could also help you with I guess more resources on the city, in the city itself, because yeah, they could probably connect you with a related institution, and that could also be your option to visit or something like that.
Oh yes. So like maybe so we will also think of our local parliament as our backup plan in our project, like that kind of thing.
Sure.
Yes. Thank you so much for your suggestion.
Can I have a quick question about the microfinance thing that you guys mentioned?
Oh yes.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, I'm just curious. Where would you find the expertise to transfer the knowledge about microfinance to other members? Like, do you guys you all have had experiences, or will you reach out for outside help?
Oh yes. We plan to reach out from outside help, and also like for microfinance management, and also it's very practical. So just only one day, and we just want our mentees to like give what microfinance management is, the idea, and also like after this project, they also like they can also like and it's like microfinance management will focus on like not only financial and also but also non-financial things that available to them, so they will know like how to use it, like that kind of thing. So like it's we are not expert in that, but then we plan to like reach out,
Mhm.
reach outside, help from outside.
Yep. So we will be coursing to finding our resource speaker through our partner organizations, since they are much more experienced with having experts in charge for that certain topic. And
So
then,
when sorry.
yeah, so just saying, in as much as possible, we want our speakers to be local so that our participants will be able to relate more.
Cool. So I just quick clarification. When you say microfinance, are you talking about giving small loans to poor women, or are you talking about managing a small amount of money?
It's like as we mentioned in the previous of time, it's like we won't give them like actually like we don't have like enough budget to give them loan, so we just like we just can teach them like even like they need to focus like maximizing resources like both financial and non-financial like available to them and in their community. So it's just like that. So we don't have like enough money to loan them like even though we
So it's basically going to be a help course, trying to teach them how to maximize what they have.
Oh, okay. So that's what you mean by microfinance.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
So it's basically a theoretical course, since we do not have enough resources to actually extend the actual like loan, for example, to them.
Okay. Okay.
Would be good if you can get like experts, like
Uh-huh.
a few experts in as well.
Yep, we will try
Yeah,
to outsource as much.
just to make sure that we are not wasting people's time and like giving them a workshop that is not very beneficial, or that we ourselves don't really know too much about. So it'd be good to have like a few good ones there.
All right, we will note that down.
Thank you, thank you. Do you
Thank
guys
you.
have any questions for us?
And then do you?
right now no like and I'm
Hmm.
really thankful for like Arila's suggestion.
Uh,
Like it's our gonna be like we need to consider one thing. Yeah.
Great. Okay. If everyone else doesn't have any questions, I think we're good.
Oh, just
Mm.
one announcement and questions. So we will decide on selected projects soon. But the next phase that you will go after, say your project got selected, the next phase that you will go is, of course, further planning, and we will invite you to a project leaders retreat. So we just want to ask you a brief question, like an estimation, a rough estimation. Should you get chosen, would you be available in January on a weekend to go to project leaders retreat?
Sure. Yes, I'm available for January weekends.
Yeah, like maybe middle, the like second or third week of January.
yeah, for me, I will be available for the first 3 weeks of January.
Okay, okay.
Yes, I'm.
But
We can.
is there like an idea of where this is going to be?
Not yet
All right.
not decided yet. Yes.
Not decided, but I don't think it will be in Philippines. Sorry.
Too bad.
It will be in either like a country that one of the organizers are in.
Aww.
Yeah. Hey,
Okay.
good chance for you guys to travel.
That's true.
Yeah, sure.
Alira, usually the retreat is covered by SEALNet, right?
Not yet decided. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Check our financial status. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that's it.
All right.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
All
So much for
right.
your
No, thank you. Thank you for coming. Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. I will hang up now.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you
Have a
for
good week.
advising and everything.
No, our
Bye then.
pleasure. Thank you for your hard work.
Yes.
thank you so much, Aria, Youth, Tran, and Ryan.
Yay.
Yes,
Have a
you're
good week,
welcome.
guys.
Have a good week and good luck with all of your exam, okay?
Yeah, all the best.
Thank you.
Stay
Thank
alive,
you.
stay alive.
Stay alive.
That is the
Yes,
main goal.
well.
Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna stop the live broadcast now. Thank you very much, everyone.
All right.
Bye.
Bye bye.